What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists? Welcome to this week's episode of On The Bench with Pete. This week I'm working on a few towel drones and some orcs I came across. Well, I didn't come across, they've been lying around causing a nuisance for ages, so they kind of just really started. So I thought I'd do some work on them so that I could get them into my orc army, which sorely needs some additions. They sorely need reinforcements and stuff. So, and anything else I can find, do a little bit of work on the gun dogs, and yeah. So, without further ado, before we do go, make sure this is the series that you put on in the background whilst you do your hobby, or you're painting, you're building, whatever it is, whatever you might be doing. See, I've got that the wrong way around, and I just my brain's not quite with it today, but you have to bear with me on that one. Poorly brain syndrome. Last few days have been a bit of a struggle, but we'll come on to that anyway. So put this one on in the background. Hopefully, it will help you get your models done, like the more mundane tasks, such as painting 100 boys, whatever it may be, and we'll get to the bench. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so here we are on the bench. I laid out these towel drones first because I want to get some primer on them. I'm going to do that by hand, because I think my other towel I'm going to airbrush the primer and base coats and all of that. So I'm just going to lay down a bit of this German Panzer Grey primer onto the top half of these sorry, I knocked my microphone. Top halves of these drones, and they can be drying then, see. So I'm going to use this standard brush, base coat brush. So there we go, base coat brush, and we'll just lay some of this. It's a Panzer Grey. I think it'd be quite good for the drones of the towel. So anyway, yeah. So sorry about the kind of bit of hesitant introduction there. I was a bit slow. I feel like my brain's behaving slowly today. Can't quite get my words out in the order or as fast as I would like to. That's not to say I'm a fast talker. Far from it, but yeah, it's very annoying. It's what's often referred to as cognitive fogging in the MS world. It's just part and parcel of the condition, which is unfortunate, because it makes one seem slow and unintelligent, but that's not always the case. I'd like to think it's not the case with me, but hey ho. I mean, you've seen me in some upbeat videos. I can be upbeat and quite crazy. Man, I'd give anything to be normal. Anyway, my wife's car has been fixed and all repaired, so that's all done. Remember the story of how someone backed into her car? Well, that's all fixed up now, so that's all cool. That's good. So basically had to have a new fog light and surround fitted. So yeah, we picked her up yesterday. So they had her for 2 days. The garage, that is, which is it's the body shop of the franchise that sold the car. So it's probably the best place to have gone. So I'm just getting as much of this side done as I can with the primer, I'll pop them over to one side once they're done. Make way for my boys. Yeah, I mean these boys, they need sorting out, don't they? You know, I've got plenty of building I could be doing, but I just missed the painting. I find the painting therapeutic, you know. That reminds me, better switch on my timer, lest I forget. I'll add about 5 minutes to that, just so I know roughly when I've been going about an hour. It's not an exact science, I know, but yeah. I'll pop this on here. Need to glue some of these fixtures in place as well. Do that once it's dry, I think. This is one of the marker light drones. Yeah. It's been a tiring week so far. One thing and another. Yes, that's another one. This is only the primer, so it doesn't have to be sublimely painted, do you know what I mean? But I'm, you know, as a model, an E-Tau miniature, I'm kind of unfamiliar with it, so got a bit familiar with it, building them, I suppose. Hoping to get more familiar by, you know, priming by hand and so on. That way I can see all the little crevices and bits and decide whether I want them in different colours or whatnot, you know. I've got like an Ork tower, an MDF tower I'd like to start painting as well, so I've brought that over too. Or whether I get around to it or not, I don't know. I mean, I could spray it, could just spray it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. When this is dry, I'll just take them off of these little lids and prime the other side. So what's been going on then? Well, obviously I had to take my wife had to take a car into the garage on Tuesday, was it? Yeah. So I followed my wife. That had to be in for Happer's date, and I've started getting up earlier so I can get more in my day anyway, so it makes sense. I'll explain about that in a minute. So I had to get up, you know, had to be there at Happer's date. So from there I took my wife into work. And then the next day, obviously I had to pick her up, and then the next day I had to take her into work and pick her up again. But yesterday I picked up from work and we went straight down to the garage to collect the car. Anyway, but I've realised from these last few days that getting up earlier is actually better, because I can get more done in a day. Being on some days quite slow anyway, it kind of makes up for it a bit, and that's okay. I mean, there's going to be some days where I just can't get up, I just can't do it, but you know, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, because that's what happens. the fatigue just hits me, then I'm kind of screwed. But it's going to be a good experiment as well to see how I cope with it, I think. Because, looking at full-time work and so on, they're always dubious about whether I could get up every day on time and stuff. I think I can. It's not stopped me so far. But of course they have these worries to address. But that's okay. Really, working for myself is the only thing really that makes sense, though. I do a bit of editing, but you ain't going to retire into the Bahamas on that, I can tell you. I'd like to make a bit more from YouTube. So I'm looking at doing another channel. I've talked about this before. A retro computer channel. But the only problem is, and I explained this, I did a car cast the other day, actually. It was on the Tuesday when I took my wife to work. On the way home I did a car cast and I explained about it in there. My friend came over one night and we had an evening of Space Hulk. It was really cool, but I was broaching the subject with him about doing a YouTube channel on retro computing, which he'd like to do. He'd love to do it, because I knew he would. But in his personal life, he's just not in the right place right now. He's got some personal stuff to deal with, and he just can't dedicate the time to it, which is a shame, because I was really hoping to share a YouTube channel with someone on this, primarily for the fact that they could share the financial burden as well, because in order to do a YouTube channel on retro computing, you really need to get some retro computer hardware. I mean, the idea, because I don't know anything about electronics really, but the idea would be to learn on channel, and people could help me, and we could all kind of learn together. I mean, that's the sort of channel I would look to, beginning in electronics, and yeah, that sort of thing. I know, I mean, there's the outlay of some tools I would need, such as a soldering iron, soldering station, things like that. One of those, I don't know what they're called, even like amp meter things. Don't know how you use them. I need a grounding cable to wear around my wrist as I'm pottering about on the inside of a piece of electronic equipment. I would need to do that, but because getting a new, getting an old computer, retro computer, would probably need recapping and stuff, so I'd have to do that. So then I'll have to buy the capacitors to replace them with, and all that. Maybe even diodes. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know about electronics. Though I used to work in Toshiba, but I was just operating the machinery that inserted, things like capacitors, diodes, and that sort of thing. So I worked on VCD machines which inserted diodes for a while. The Research used to do the capacitors, But yeah, it would be nice to be able to do a YouTube channel, retro computer gaming. I've got a few magazines, and of course I've got my memories. My first computer was a Sinclair ZX81, so that tells you how old I am, going back, to a computer that was black and white with no sound. That's what it was. To see how far they've come. There, so that's all of the Tau drones primed. Pop the leftover back into the bottle. Right, I think that's about it. Just about had it there. So that's that. Right, next, one of my gun dogs. I've got another one there. Need to get the rest of the lead belcher done on this one. So if I zoom in a little bit, I'll be able to see that a bit better. There on the top. So spot a lead belcher. Well, first I'm going to clean this brush out. I love doing these videos. They're so calming. They're wonderful. I'm actually setting up a table. Well, not right this second. I'm not. Excuse me. But to my left is one of my gaming tables. I've started a video about my gaming table surfaces and so on. It's like a little showcase, really. Right. So I need a scabby brush. Put some of this lead belcher down. And some thinners. Mix it up. Then back to the same brush I did the priming with. And now we can finish the lead belcher on this beast here. They look pretty smart, these gun dogs, I have to say. I'm liking the look of them. So, yeah. I think that's all. I've got the back bit to do. So, I hope your projects are going alright, whatever it is you're working on. And it's a little odd for me because I finished a terrain piece and I've got more terrain bits to do. So, I'm going to be doing that. So, there's probably going to be a lot of terrain in the future of On The Bench videos. I don't know though. but it's a good chance there will be. Just trying to make sure I've got every nook and cranny here. I'll go to the other one. I think we're good. Yeah, I think I've got all the areas I need to in here, otherwise spot a bit there. Quite curious, isn't it? You know how you get to an area. I think that's got it. Yeah, it's got him. Right. Now I've got to wait for these to dry, you see. So I'm going to be applying a shade wash to them. And the shade wash doesn't dry so quick, does it? So, but I've got to put shade wash on these guys. Bile tan green. Now, thinking of using the same brush to do that. Anyways, what else has been happening this week? We've got the car business. Not much this week. Training's going well. My wife, I'm teaching her the art of karate. She's really loving it, which I'm pleased about. You know, I couldn't ask for a better student. She gives 110% always. So that's just great, you know. Right, so bile tan green. I'm just going to wash the skin because I don't really know what stage the green's at with these guys. So I'm just going to wash them. Then I know that's been done. So my wife's loving karate. I'm loving teaching her. Oh, it's hard work though. But I don't mind, it's well worth it. If anyone deserves it, my time in that respect, it's my wife. So we're doing that. Hold on, I just need to work out a way of putting these guys back. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to when she progresses on a bit and we can, I don't know, do things like sparring and stuff like that and a bit of self-defense. We started self-defense, but obviously it's very mechanical when you first start out. You've got to learn like basic principles and things. But we're having a blast, isn't it? And it's a good activity for us to do together. It's great. We're loving it. So that works out well. Right, so if we get this wash on, that can be drying. That's another stage of these guys done then, isn't it? Got to work out the fingerless gloves bit on them. Got my Ork bomber to finish sometime. Trying to work out a way to hold it up though. It's not easy. I used the model of the Memphis Belle to simulate the Ork bomber. So there you go. Time for a sip of tea again in a minute, I think. At 21 minutes. I know I've got to add like 5 minutes on to my timer or whatever, but approaching the halfway mark. But I needed this start on these figures. I really need to get them going, because I think I was also saying this on my CarCast as well. If I can get my Tau start collecting box sets painted, you know, as a skirmish set, I mean, my Orcs would be ideal opponent for them. I can get my friend around and we can play Warhammer. I'm trying to get him into Warhammer, because I don't think this particular friend, I don't think he minds being on film. So it would kind of be cool, because I could then film battle reports and stuff. But if he done, he done. But I'm gonna try. Because they're probably the most watched type of video on YouTube, I should imagine. That reminds me, I'm going to do my Q&S video after this, which will be cool. I like them. Glad I brought that series back again. But I want to get this stage done, or this like starting on these again. It's like I just started on them, and then something cropped up and got packed away for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe I just got fed up with doing Orcs from all my other Orcs. I don't know. In one go it can be a bit much. It's got 2 more to do. I think I'll hand paint my Orc tower. I was thinking about spraying it, but that way I can talk longer to you guys. And yeah, sorry I'm a bit quiet today. I just need the mellowness, I suppose. Calm myself down. Like a sort of, it's like a sort of meditation, this kind of. Like it's therapy. That's what it is. It's therapy. So birds are singing. It's not that nice of a day here though, but the birds are singing. And so the birds are happy. So we're at half an hour. So I'm going to start my Orc tower. I need to put some of these away. I'll put this shade away anyway. My bile turned green. I need to have a sip of willow bark. And you bring in Orc tower. So let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, so one Ork tower. So I'll put some retarder in this as well because there's a lot of surface area here. Retarder. Two drops of retarder. And we'll use several drops of thinners. Mix that all in. Mix that all in. Put that around the base here. So I'm going to do a sandy base anyway on this. Right, and I'll use a large brush. It's a bit splayed out, but that's okay. Don't mind that. Do that in here. See, I'm sick of not using this. I've had it for years. Built it and I just don't go around painting it, so sod it. Just get some paint on here. My wife's just texted me for me. She's just swum a mile in the pool. She's getting really good at this swimming, like. You work it out by the amount of lengths. That's cool. I can rust this up good as well. So I think once I'm done on this, this will be, I'll call it a day. It's good to get this episode up though, you know, out the way, it's done, kind of in the bag. I can concentrate on stuff then. If I've got time, I'll go shopping today. There's a thing which has annoyed me, like Tesco, every so often they send you vouchers, or, you know, like, well, they send you like money off vouchers anyway, because you accumulate it through your points. That's fair enough, but sometimes every so often they'll send you a thing with vouchers for, that used to be £10 off if you spend £70 or more. That's quite a good deal. I thought, yeah, make it to the £70, you get £10, and that takes down to 60. So £5 delivery charge, or up to, depending on the time of day, could work out quite reasonable. 65 quid ish. But now they've changed it to £12 off, but you've got to spend £80 more. So they're gaining a bit more there. So I thought, sod it, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I'll go to Aldi. More value for money there, and I know what I'm getting. Plus I know my way around. Once I've got the base of this tower done, it won't be so bad. I'll leave the inside black. I don't really care about that, because gonna be washed. I'll wash it and then I'll rust it up anyway, I think. Yeah, I'll weather the crap out of it, I think. Do a stone effect on this sponge wall here. So I'll do that. This is just all going to be like metal, basically. But that's okay, because I have the guys inside looking out, they can shoot out over the top of it, which will look quite neat, I think. Because orcs aren't the most finished of builders, are they? You know, then they just cobble things together, don't they? Slap it together. Yeah, that'll do, you know, as long as it's functional. That's very much what this tower is going to be. A functional tower. So I'm not going to sweat it too much over the finesse. It's just going to look better than black. I did actually play a game with it once. Black primer, it's just rubbish, you know, you can't do that. That's what are you doing, Pete? I said to myself, stop it now. Get it painted. Get some paint on it, just something, you know, just slap it on there. Just get that paint on there. So I've done, it's not bad today. I will have primed I will have primed side one side of my drones, my towed drones. Then I would have washed, I would have finished lead belcher in my gun dogs. And I've washed the skin on my orc boys. So that's good, I think. Just trying to pick up. Oh, excuse me. I'm leaning forward trying to pick up blue towel that I've dropped. Right, more lead belcher. More lead belcher. We need more. More lead belcher. Get that retarder going in there. 1, 2, 3 drops. 3 drops of retarder. I think I only put 2 in last time, I'm not sure. I think I did. Several drops of thinner. Buy some more sometime. That's nice. Nice lot of lead belcher there. Good little kit this, as I recall. I know it was some time ago, but as I recall, it was pretty easy to build. Right, so let's get this side done. The undercarriage, as it were. My wife's going to be aching tomorrow. She swam a mile. And we're going to be training hard tonight in karate because that's what she wants. Hard session. Really kicking this exercise lark at the moment. And I do what I can, MS permitting. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't hard. Right, so whether I get this layer done or this stage done before the end of the video, I don't know. So there's lots of areas here. It would have been better to spray it, I suppose. But I don't know, you got more of a messy feel to it, don't you, when you brush it? So I think this works quite well, personally. Yeah. That's looking good. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Simple but effective. I think once the flocking or the sand or whatever is done, I think it will look smart. Yeah, I think so. put a couple of blast areas in with an airbrush. Black explosion, that might work well. Getting there, guys, getting there. I'm nearly there. I may even get some of the stone effect done today. Should be good. Once this is done, get this one back on the shelf, because this really can only be used in an orc game. Unless it was a game where you have an abandoned orc outpost, I suppose you could do that as well, that might work. Yeah. Yes, this works. Yeah. There. I think that's me done. I'm not going to go any snazzier with the finish on it because it's an orc tower. It's meant to look a bit crappy, and I think that gives it some authenticity. So I'll just dry brush this stone wall effect here. That'll be the next port of call. Actually, it'll be a sip of tea time. So I think I'll leave that here. I think I'll call the video an end here. Sorry about that, guys. Just finishing off my tea before it goes stone cold on me. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. So thanks once again for following me on this On The Bench. Bit of an unusual one with the orky kind of flavour to it. It's got orcs, the orc tower, and those gun dogs, which could be kind of orkified squigs. I don't know, squig dogs. I don't know. Just mechanical dogs they've cobbled together. Either way, they make cool. I think I might house rule some cool stuff for them. So that's what I'm going to do later on. But anyway, enough babbling on about rubbish. Thanks for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you guys on the next video. So bye for now, folks. Bye bye.